Thanks so much for tuning into this conversation with Titan. They're a smart company. If they are paying multiple times the valuation that they paid for the asset that they bought the first time in 2016, there has to be a reason. They're paying 7.8 times price to sales for CaratLane in this transaction that they've announced over the weekend. Mr. Ashok Sonthalia joins in to tell us the reasons for the consolidation of the whole stake. And what does it mean for the upper crust consumption and the view that Titan has on the same? Mr. Sonthalia, thanks for taking the time out. Hope all is well.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Neeraj. Good morning.
And please tell us the rationale for doing this. I'll come to the valuations in a bit, but why have you decided to consolidate the entire thing into Titan at this stage?
You see, we kind of, while we have been partnering with CaratLane long before our first acquisition in 2016, but after that, another two tranches we did in primary and secondary, and we were holding about 72%. And I think the first phase of last 5 years, 6 years, what both partners, Mithun and Titan company have been building up, has come up a very, very nice omni-channel player, focusing on fashion, diamond jewelry, light for young women. And it has come to a stage where we believe that it is a multi-decadal opportunity for CaratLane and together Titan to serve this market and keep growing. We have done this transaction at this stage because with an individual and corporate, at some point of time, these kind of exits have to happen. And I think it is the right time for Titan to increase its stake and keep capturing value as we move forward. At this point of time, we have done a fair valuation share, I would say, with the founder who has equally and more contributed, in creating this company and bringing it up to this stage. Of course, Titan partnership has been very, very important reason for the last 5-6 years of growth. But I think it is only fair that valuations are shared equally with the founder.
Just wondering, Mr. Sonthalia, for another asset which might not have been under your fold already, would you be comfortable paying 7.5 times price to sales? I'm just trying to understand if you foresee the growth numbers over the decadal opportunity, as you said, to be so strong that you would be comfortable paying such a premium valuation.
You see, we have been insider to this company. So that gives you comfort and confidence that what can be done in future. When you go and do an outright acquisition, you have a certain level of information. Here we were completely deep inside the company, and that made us comfortable to pay this kind of valuation.
Got it. Now, I heard you say a decadal opportunity. I've seen Mr. Venkat talk about how we are just getting started in this organized space. And while you are the leader by a huge margin, the organized to unorganized difference is still very large. Is that what prompts you to think about this decadal opportunity, part one? Part two, is it also the fact that as the per capita moves up, you would have envisaged that the spends on branded jewelry and the kind of stuff that you're doing will only increase?
So all of that, what you said, Neeraj, is true to some extent. But from the Titan point of view, these 4 brands which we have, Tanishq is also, of course, mother brand, but Zoya on the premium end and Mia and CaratLane on the more spontaneous gifting, kind of more towards young women, working women. And that itself is a kind of phenomena in India, how the women empowerment is happening. They are coming out and they are buying, taking their own purchase decisions. And of course, the young, people gifting each other those kind of jewelry items. So all put together, and organized versus unorganized, and Indian consumer story unfolding for the next 10-20 years. So all put together gives us a lot of confidence that consumer story, and in particular the jewelry segment where we are operating, has a very, very bright future.
And you reckon, are there some numbers that you're at liberty to share about the expectations that you have for what CaratLane could do as an entity now that it's entirely yours, but individual brand or an entity over the course of the next few years?
Ballpark. So, I would give you some, like for Titan, we keep talking that a very large jewelry market where we are 7%, and we are likely to inch towards 10% by FY27. I would expect CaratLane as our jewelry portfolio maybe about 6-7%, they should also become 10% of our jewelry portfolio by FY27. That's a very, very rough indicative number, Neeraj, but that should give you idea how like they are certainly going to grow faster than rest of the jewelry portfolio of Titan, and that is how their share should move up. Yeah.
No, fair call. My final question, and it's not as much about CaratLane, but as your view on this discretionary consumption rise. We're seeing, for example, a luxury watchmaker seeing some stupendous growth, and we've seen in your watches division as well, select proofs of that. There is a car maker or a car distributor, which is luxury cars, talking about some stupendous growth, a winemaker talking about this. Is this a trend that you guys at Titan also believe is set to unfold in India over the course of this decade?
So definitely this is the current reality, and this has been playing out for last, I would say 12, 18, 24 months, where the premium segment is doing well, premium price points are doing well, but the entry point and lower mid points of the whole spectrum, maybe inflation, interest rates are pinching their discretionary budget much more than the people who are well off, on the upper economic pyramid. I would not suggest that that's a long-term trend, but that's the reality at this point of time. Of course, premium is going to do well for next 10, 15 years, the whole luxury premium thing, but the value part of this thing will also do well for in India. This $2,000 to $5,000, I am not thinking that it will only happen by the income going up for the upper segment. A lot of people will come in the middle class income group, and then they will start fueling the value segment as well. But yeah, temporarily, it looks like for next 1 year, 18 months, this is going to be the way market or consumer space is going to behave.
Got it. Well, we would love for everybody to kind of participate in this, Mr. Sonthalia. It's great for your business and great for the economy. So that happens. But congratulations on this transaction. I was happy to hear the nuance why you paid so much what you did. And that aspect about you being the insiders was very interesting. So thank you for that. Much appreciate you taking the time out.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
Thank you. And viewers, thanks for tuning in.